Thank you for tuning into Serology 101. I'm your host, Sydney Robinson. We'll get into the challenges of the dental industry, empower leaders to inspire their teams, and foster collaboration between office team members and practice owners. Together, we'll find creative solutions to get shit done. All right, y'all. I am crazy excited about this episode of Serology 101. So in this episode, this is actually one of my very, very, very first workshops that I hosted for office managers. And at this workshop, it was so amazing that a bunch of us as office managers got to get together for 2 days. It was a really intimate setting. We had about 30 to 40 office managers all in one room. And what was great about it was we were able to pick each other's brains. We were able to break out into groups and discuss, what is it that is challenging when it comes to being an office manager, being a leader in the practice? And so in this episode, this is part 1 of our annual OM workshop, where office managers can come together and we can essentially bounce ideas off of each other. And in this lecture, I talk about what does it mean to be an office manager? What does it mean to be a leader in the practice? So I hope that you all enjoy this episode and stick around for part 2 and part 3. Someone tell me one word. What is an office manager? Facilitator. Okay, that's a good one. Oh my God, yes, that's a good one. Anyone else? What's an office manager? Yes. A leader. Yes, absolutely. Our job, honestly, is supposed to be able to lead the practice. So for 2024, my job is to find a new title for an office manager. We should not be managing people. We should be leading people. We shouldn't be doing the day-to-day tasks. We should be overseeing the day-to-day task. And so that's what I want to talk about here. What is an office leader and what does that look like? We develop and we implement strategy. We're supposed to be able to come up with systems, processes. When we're hiring people, have a really good onboarding process so that whomever we're bringing into our practice is one of us, is one of our tribes. They're going to fit our vibe. They're going to know the culture, but also they're going to know what their job is so that you can do your job efficiently, which is developing strategy. How are you supposed to do that if you're doing insurance claims in AI, right? That is your job. Oversees daily operation. Does anyone know what overseas mean? Not overseas, but overseas. What does overseas mean? Someone give me one word. Have a big picture. Yes. Anyone else? Making sure the systems are in place. I heard someone else. Yeah, make sure it gets done. Yes, nailed it. You're not supposed to be doing it. If you find that you're in your practice and you're calling on unscheduled treatment, you find that you're doing your insurance aging, you're confirming appointments, you're doing sterilization. And don't get me wrong, yes, I understand. I've been there, done that. Someone's out sick, someone's on maternity leave. We do have to jump in when we need to. That's not every day. That's not every week. And then maybe once a month is what I'll give it. If you're doing that every day, every month, that section where I said, stop that shit, can you write that down, please? Okay. We should be overseeing. We're supposed to lead and mentor team members. We're not supposed to tell them what to do. We're supposed to collaborate with them, help them take calculated risk, give them the confidence to be able to go in and know, okay, when I verify this insurance, I don't need Sydney to verify it for me because I know exactly what I'm supposed to get from this verification so that my treatment coordinator can present treatment. So that my assistants, if they're the ones presenting treatment, they're going to trust what's in there. But that starts with the people who are doing these jobs. You guys sometimes, and I want you to be honest, again, safe place. Some of you in here hold the keys to the kingdom. If you're gone, what happens? Yeah. How many of y'all are nervous about being here and going back maybe even? Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. I was in your shoes. I'm sweating right now for you. Oh my God. Sweating right now for that table, right there. Y'all have my cell number, right? Y'all have my cell number, right? Text me, call me. I'll be there for you. The office manager plays a critical role in running an efficient dental practice and delivering high-quality patient care. That is what you guys should be doing. You shouldn't be a referee. You shouldn't be back there sterilizing equipment. You shouldn't be sitting on the phone the whole time doing AR. If you come from a small practice where maybe you only have 1 or 2 people, maybe you're in a startup right now, yes, this is grind moment. I've been there too. This is when you grind it out. So I do have sympathy for, I understand. So take that part with a grain of salt because you guys are grinding it out right now as you grow the practice. Keep that in mind though, right? Is that something that you can outsource? Is that something that you could use Flex for your text confirmation, email confirmation? Can you get with Next Level and talk to them about your lab tracking? That way you don't have to do it yourself. Can you get with Brittany and see how to automate lab tracking? So, developing and implementing systems. How we do that is by leading weekly, monthly, quarterly meetings with a growth and productive mindset. How many of you guys have morning huddles? Let's start with morning huddles. Oh, I love y'all so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. What about monthly meetings or weekly meetings? Okay. Yes. Now, all right, show of hands. How many of those meetings are productive and you feel like you get, because you have those meetings, you feel like you're set up for a good day? It's okay. Go ahead, raise it high. It's okay. Me too. Ashley can contest to this, and even Jalen. I am a talker. I will see a bird. Oh my God, that bird was so beautiful. I may do it right now. I don't know. It's a lot of distractions going on over there. But I can be long-winded sometimes in our meetings, and I had to nail that down. I had to be super intentional about those meetings because what I saw that we were going into, and plus we're a fun group, so we really go off the beaten path, but we weren't real tactical and intentional about what it is that we were doing. So what we start to do is we have an agenda. Does anyone use an agenda when they're doing their meetings? Perfect. But how intentional is that agenda? When should you talk about production collection? When should you talk about team culture? When should you talk about, hey, what did you do this weekend? How did that go? During your meetings, do you make any type of connection to get to know someone? Ask one personal question. Who's your celebrity crush? Who's your celebrity crush? You don't have a celebrity crush? How not? We can talk about that later. Oh, that's a good one. Hugh Jackman. Did you know he's going to be in Wolverine? Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Ashley, did you see him on Broadway? Oh my God. Was he as handsome in person? Oh my God. That chiseled jawline. Okay. See, that's the squirrel, right? That's the squirrel I was telling y'all about. That's why I got a timer too. But those meetings don't have to be all about the numbers. It doesn't have to be all about, oh my God, our case acceptance didn't go up. Well, why? What's the root of that problem? Is it because people hate coming into work? Or is it because Sarah, every time she comes in, she got something negative to say? Is there a Sarah here? Because something just got real right here. I don't know if I hit a nerve or what just happened, but everybody go, oh. Where's Sarah? Oh, good for you. Good for you. But if you don't have an agenda so that you're on track, I really do recommend having one. And come to me. We're going to have some resources available for you guys at the end. But be super intentional. But make sure that your meetings aren't numbers driven all the time. Make sure that it's focused on big picture things. What's going well? If our case acceptance increased and we met our goal, tell me, what do you think we did differently this month to meet our goal? That way you guys can consistently do it. That's a really good idea. What if one of your team members had a great idea and that's why we're starting to do it, but no one knows about it except for that team member? Sydney, what did you do differently? Because case acceptance is skyrocket. Well, you know what? I actually started using Flex because you could do on the iPad, you can show the third-party financing and they can just click and easily sign up on the iPad. So it just made it super convenient. What if you didn't know that or no one else knew that, right? And only that person did. Now in that meeting, it is super, oh my gosh, show me, because I have to go up, I gotta print it, they gotta sign it, I gotta scan it, then I gotta go and find it again, right? What if you can just simplify that a bit? So that's what our jobs is when we are leaders. We're supposed to pull that out of people. That's being a true leader. Next up, we have develop and implement and maintain office policies and procedures. What's working, what's not working? What should you keep doing? Stop that shit and start doing. So what if someone is presenting treatment, they're not using their Flex presenter, they're printing it out, and you didn't know that? Did you ask? Or did you see them do it and say, no, don't do it that way. You got to do it this way. But then you went back and that person's still doing it the same way you literally just told them not to do it. Is that a them problem or a you problem? That's a you problem. Because you're telling them what not to do, but did you ask, hey, Sydney, I noticed that you're printing out your treatment plans. Can you tell me a little bit more about why are you doing this? I would like to, try to figure it out. Or did you know that we have Flex? Yeah, but it never works. But you know what? Totally fine. Let's do this. Let's carve out about 45 minutes. I can either walk you through how to do it, or we can get on with Ashley or one of her amazing team members. Let's get you set up so that you know how to use it. And when you find that it's challenging, can you come to me and let me know? Yeah. See what the difference is there? Now, do you think that you're going to have to go back and you're still going to see Sarah printing out treatment plans? Please tell me, is there a Sarah in here? I don't think so. I did the registration. Okay, thank God, because she's going to get it today. Yeah, Sarah with an H. Have you guys seen that skit? All right, yeah, that's my favorite. Okay, so keep going. Identifying patient reported problems and implementing modifications to prevent reoccurrence. That is really huge too as a leader. If you don't know what's really going on in your practice, that someone had an issue with billing or someone went to another office because a tooth hurt. I literally listened to a phone call last month. I was telling the coaches this, where one of the gals, the lady said, I want to cancel my appointments, all future appointments. And can you tell me if I have a balance on my account so I can get it paid and I never have to hear from you guys again? What do you think that gal's response was? Exactly. But then guess what the patient said? Well, don't you want to know why? Do you know what her response was? No. She giggled and said, well, if you want to tell me, that's fine. I kid you not. I have it on recording too, so I can show you proof.
She's still there?
Yes. Do you guys listen to your phone calls? Do you hear what your patients are saying? And not for the sake of I need to oversee or I need to make sure that they're answering the phones right? But it's so that you know what's going on in your practice, what's being said. Could your insurance claims be getting denied because Sarah with an H is not asking the qualifying questions at the time of answering the phones? How are you supposed to know that if you're not listening to those phone calls? So that now you as leaders can go in and train. And you don't have to go to Sarah with an H and say, Sarah, you answered that call wrong. No, sit down with your entire front office team and say, hey, I want to touch base on insurance verification. Let's do a training on it. Or I want to touch base on answering phones. When a patient asks if we accept our insurance, how do you guys respond to it? Ask questions, find out more about your team members, learn what they know so that you know how to lead them. Okay, overseas office marketing and patient retention. That whole thing with the phone calls and what's going on in your practice runs hand in hand. Do you get up and walk around your practice and hear what's going on? Do you take a minute and not that awkward, I'm gonna stand right here and hope that Sarah with an H don't see me listening to her. No, Like walk in and say, oh, hey, it looks like your appointment going great. Or you see a patient that's waiting. Do you go in and talk to that patient? I see you're waiting. I just want to pop in and say hi. Or do you just go down and talk to your team members? Do you come from behind your computer? If you don't do that, then how are you supposed to know what's going on in your practice? If you don't have the time to do that, we're going to talk about that too. But overseas office marketing and patient retention, marketing is its own beast of its own. So if you're using an agency, that's awesome, but you still need to know what your marketing efforts are. Your team need to know what your marketing efforts are and how you're getting people into your office. Who are these people? Are they qualified people? Are they people that keep calling and asking for Medicaid, but you're PPO or fee-for-service practice? Who are these people that are coming into your practice so that you know your demographics and you know how to treat your patients? Is it mainly truck drivers? Stay-at-home moms? Raffling things off to a stay-at-home mom that maybe for a truck driver, they're not going to be into that, right? So you have to know your patients. That way you can increase patient retention, right? We want to keep them in. Tracking practice KPIs, that's really important. How many of you know what a KPI is? It's okay, again, this is a safe place. That's okay. Guess what? Me neither. I didn't know either. I actually didn't know until I met Dr. Marcossis. I had no idea about any of this stuff until I met Dr. Marcossis. I told this gentleman here, one time I had to Google what an RCT was. It's like, what the heck is that? It's a root canal. Call it a root canal. But yeah, that's the experience that I had, and I had to learn along the way. So knowing all of these things so far with development and implementation, how many of you guys in this room feel comfortable and confident to implement strategy, to implement and develop new procedures and protocols? How many of your practice owners encourage you to do that? How many of you feel like sometimes you can't implement something without going to the practice owner, and then the practice owner is the bottleneck? And guess what? And that's fine. I'm the bottleneck in my company all the time. I have all the ideas, but I have to fix it. But I put people in the right seat, because when I become the bottleneck, I will have someone, sweet Jalen, would say, hey, I was able to take care of this. So I could do this, get all of these things done while you work on this here. Does that sound okay? Well, actually, can you go in and switch this up? There's a last minute change. Or, you know what, that's a beautiful idea. Thank you so much for taking initiative. See how that goes? As leaders, we got to be able to also feel comfortable and confident to implement strategy. And if we see something, because you got to think about it too, your doctors, they're practicing clinical. They're in a clinical room. You may see something that that person doesn't, and vice versa. So if you guys aren't collaborating together, again, how are you supposed to lead a practice? Doctor may overhear assistant saying something, but you overhear front office saying something. And if you don't calibrate that together, y'all saying two different things. Awesome. Okay, so in this packet, we talk about an overseas daily operations. You manage patient scheduling. You're not on the phone calling patients and scheduling them. You're making sure that everything is going well. You're overseeing it. Short staff, I get it. We got to, call patients. We have to pick up phones. That's good. Support business goals and financial expectations. How many of you guys know what your practice goal is? And not your monthly goal, yearly goal. What is the goal of your practice owner? Where does your practice owner want to go? What does he or she want to do? Do they eventually want to have multiple practices? Do they eventually want to take a step back from dentistry and only work one day a week, have an awesome kick-ass director of operation, office manager, office lead? You run it. I don't want to be here. I'm going to Alaska. I'm going to go deep sea fishing. Do you know that? If you don't, it's important that you do. How are you supposed to lead a practice if you have no idea where the business is going? Right? Go back to your practice owner and say, you know what? I realize I've been doing something wrong. I've just been going through the motions, just making sure that we meet goals. But what is your goal? What would you like to see the practice be? What do you want personally, for your practice? Ask your associates. I think that's really important too. How many of you have associates? How many of you guys know what their goals are? Usually they want to be practice owners, which means they're going to leave your practice. You're going to be stuck trying to find another one. But if you know that in advance, is that something that we can work together on? Doctor wants to expand. Have you talked to a doctor and told him about you want to be a practice owner? Maybe that's something we can talk to them about, right? So support the business goals and financial expectations. Manage office budget. How many of you guys know what your office budget, supply budget is? Okay, when we get into KPIs and numbers tomorrow, which numbers are boring to me, so good luck tomorrow. But it is really important to know. And because numbers are boring to me, it's boring because I'm dyslexic and I say my numbers backwards. So again, good luck tomorrow, y'all. But we're going to talk about it. And I really want to simplify it for you guys. So those of you who don't have budgets and those of you who are like me, I don't want to look at all these numbers. How can I make this simple? I want to simplify that for you guys so you can create budgets. Okay? Oversee hiring and firing. This is my favorite part. How many of you like to hire? How many of you like to fire somebody? How long does it take you to fire somebody? 20 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, this is off topic, but it's on topic. And I think I have time, so I'm going to just go for it. It takes me 10 seconds to fire somebody. Ashley, I mastered it, didn't I? Firing people? Get out. Burn your clothes. No, I'm kidding. People listening later, I'm kidding. I get nervous and I ramble. No, but seriously, it should not take that long. Dr. Mark Costas taught me this. People should know what they're getting fired for, right? They know it's coming. They probably already put their resume out. They know. I don't have to sit there. If you're spending 20 minutes, we need to talk. Because that means that that person had no idea that they suck. They were Sarah with an H. They had no idea. Sarah with an H, I love you. If you're taking that long, think about it. But also, go back to the root of the problem. When you hired this person, what did that look like? Were you hiring out of desperation because, oh my God, Susie with an H was terrible. We did fire her in 10 seconds, and now we have to hurry because Susie got us backed up on AR. I can't sit here. I can't check in and out patients. We got to get somebody in there. Did you hire out of desperation? Did you ask people questions about themselves? Not about their experience, about themselves. You're the problem. It's okay. Taylor Swift had it. You're the problem. And guess what? I love you too. I was the problem too. Ensure sufficient personnel for daily operations. So make sure that you're fully staffed, right? How do you create order within chaos? If you're short staffed, and I have an office that I'm working with, y'all. Last month, she had 16 days where she didn't have a full staff, and she has a full staff. They don't have any openings. They worked 18 days. Isn't that wild? They only had 2 full days with a full staff. What does that tell you? One, somebody needs to be fired. No, kidding. But that tells me that PTO sick time, we need to maybe revise that. That tells me that there's no accountability for, hey, we're a team, we're a tribe. If you're out, this throws the entire practice off. I get behind on posting payments. I get behind on making sure that our meetings are going well and that the next team meeting, we have that plan. Sarah gets behind with her insurance verification. Dental assistants have to work overtime, not leaving until 5 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night, doing chart notes that nobody likes to do. So, do you have an executive presence in your practice? Does everyone know what an executive presence is? When you see your doctor comes into the room, do you instantly like, oh, that's a leader. I'm gonna follow that person. That's my mentor. I'm gonna go and ask them questions because I know that they're gonna give me good answers. That's an executive presence. It's not who has the pencil skirt with the briefcase and the top knot bun that's super slick back, driving her Tesla, with her Louis Vuitton black bag, and her little heels walking in. That's not an executive presence. It looks cute though. I wish I could do it. What is an executive presence? Yeah. I think that's how most of you see yourselves. You, the handyman, you're gonna go in, you're gonna put the carburetor in the water hole, and the water hole into the carburetor, the oil is gonna leak out, you're gonna clean it. That's how your team members see you. How many of you have to go fix x-ray machines and you don't know, that damn x-ray machine gets on my nerves. If it goes down again, I don't know. Doc, you're gonna have to find a new x-ray machine because I'm about to beat it with a bat, right? Or, hey, my computer isn't working. Room 2 chair just went down. It won't go up or down, Sydney, help me. I broke my nail. Can you help me with the sterilization? That actually happened. Because one girl came to me about mustard. There was no mustard in the refrigerator. And she wanted me to order her mustard. I don't understand. I can't put mustard on my sandwich. That sounds like a you problem. I don't even know. It's like, there's no packets. Don't we say packets? Everybody got a packet drawer with soy sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce. Like, how do you not have a drawer? Go look for it. It's not the same. Okay, well, you know what? Sarah with an H. There's a convenience store right on the corner. Go find it. You can't say that, though. Don't say that. That's what I was thinking. What I should have done was, dang, that's a bummer that there's no mustard in there. Is that something that maybe you can pack in your lunchbox? Hey, there's a corner store over there. I can give you a few minutes to go and grab it. You know what? That'd be great. Instead of me saying, I will order you mustard, I should have empowered her to figure out her own problems. If the x-ray machine goes down and someone comes to you, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that the x-ray machine went down. So tell me what's wrong with it? Well, I don't know. Oh my goodness, that's awful. What have you done so far to try to fix it? What do you think that we could do to try to fix it? I don't know. Okay, well, have you tried shutting it off, shutting it back on? No. Let's try that first, because that usually always works. Have you tried contacting the x-ray machine people? Have you tried rebooting your computer? Have you done that? No. Okay, go and try those things. If that doesn't work, come back to me and let's see what we can do. That's empowering your team members. That's not you getting up from doing what you're doing. I gotta go fix that x-ray machine because Sarah with an H can't fix it. That's your job, is to empower them. Give them the solutions. Give your team members the tools and resources to execute their daily tasks efficiently. If they don't know how to fix the x-ray or track lab cases, do you have a system for that? Because if you're doing these things and you don't have a system for it, then maybe it's time to take a step back, and that's where all your time is being spent and only you know how to do it. Write it down. If you're too busy, you're in a startup right now or you're in a small practice, record yourself doing it, right? You can put a tripod up and this is how I do this. Or while you're on your computer, screen record. I love that. My team knows it. I will drop a YouTube video or a screenshot. Don't call me for nothing. And then what I do is I say, hey, it is in the handbook. Go in and find it. Because sometimes I'm not available. Sometimes you're not available. And you have to refer back to your handbook. So if you don't have those, do it. If you don't have the time to do it, can you use your iPhone or Android to speak it? There's so much AI technology. We're going to talk about that too. ChatGPT is my jam. There's another thing called Firefly. Have you guys heard of that? It's like an auto note taker. You can even have it on your phone. So if you're in your meetings and someone's like, Sydney, you did not tell us about that new patient special. All right, well, let me go to the timestamp. Let me show y'all. You can put it all together. You can send a summary. Or, hey, that was a really good idea. I want to create a system for that. Record yourself doing it, transcribe it if you don't have time. You may have to make some little or edits or whatnot. Speak yourself doing it, print it out, boom, system. Less than probably 5 or 10 minutes. If it's in your head, get it out so people know. Give them the tools and resources. Influence your team. Influence your team members by actively listening, streamlining workflows, and communication. Sarah with an H had a problem with the x-ray machine. I asked a question. She didn't do anything. Okay, what is something that you think we can do? Actively listening. But let's not use the x-ray machine. Let's use real life scenarios where you have a team member who has a problem with a patient. Maybe their lab case didn't come in. Or, you know what, I have this patient, he or she is really upset. Instead of jumping into action, do you just listen and let them talk? If you don't, there's that section that says, stop that shit. Make sure you write that down. Because you have to actively listen. Most of the time, you'll hear the problem if you just put your mouth and just let them talk. Or if you ask follow-up questions. Hey, oh my God, I have a problem with the treatment plans. They never come out right. Sid, that sounds like a real problem. Can you tell me, when you're putting in your treatment plans, what are some things that you're seeing? Well, this, and this isn't happening. Oh, you know what? There's a button here. If you save your treatment plan, it will go in, and now you'll be able to see that crown root canal. You'll be able to see the cleaning, and now it is separated out, so you have a true estimate that you can give to the patient. Did you know that you could do that? No, I didn't. Let me go hit save. Also, with Flex, if you don't hit save, it won't calculate your case acceptance. So if you're not saving your treatment plans, you got to make sure you're doing that so you can track your case acceptance.
This has been another episode of Serology 101. Today's episode was sponsored by FOA Coaching. If you would like to find out more about team training or personalized coaching, visit foacoaching.com. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Serology 101. Until next time, friends.